Imagine scrolling through your social media feed, bombarded by images of gleaming skyscrapers, bountiful harvests, and a leader hailed as a visionary peacemaker. It looks like a nation on the rise, a beacon of hope in Africa. But what if I told you that behind this glossy digital facade lies a web of propaganda, human suffering, and simmering threats of war? What if the story of Ethiopia's renaissance is more mirage than miracle? Welcome, dear listeners, to the EriStaruk Podcast. I'm your host, Auet Melache, and today, I'm taking the stage in true TED Talk fashion to unravel a critical issue that's shaping the future of the Horn of Africa. In this solo episode, titled Ethiopia's Digital Mirage, Propaganda, Positive Spin, and the Red Sea Powder Keg, we'll dive deep into how social media is being weaponized to paint a picture of prosperity while masking chaos, and how it's fueling dangerous rhetoric against my homeland, Eritrea. Buckle up. This isn't just about tweets and posts, it's about truth, power, and the high stakes of regional peace. Let's start at the heart of it. Since 2018, when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed came to power, platforms like X, formerly Twitter, have exploded with narratives celebrating Ethiopia's so-called renaissance. Picture this. Hashtags like Ethiopia Rising and GERD trending worldwide, showcasing economic triumphs, infrastructure booms, and diplomatic wins. Wheat self-sufficiency? Check. Grand dams powering the continent? Double check. ABY's Nobel Peace Prize? The crown jewel. These posts, often amplified by government accounts, create an echo chamber of optimism, where Ethiopia emerges as Africa's unstoppable force. But as someone who's watched this unfold from the Eritrean perspective, I have to ask, is this authentic storytelling or a carefully orchestrated campaign? Data from deep dives into thousands of X posts reveals patterns that scream coordination. Over 60% of Ethiopia-related content is overwhelmingly positive, spiking during key events like GERD milestones or BRICS membership. Official handles like at Abiy Ahmed Ali and at PM Ethiopia lead the charge, interlinking with influencers to boost visibility. It's brilliant marketing, really, until you peel back the layers. Here's where it gets troubling. This positivity isn't just selective, it's evasive. While the feeds glow with tales of unity and progress, they conveniently sidestep the harsh realities. Ethnic conflicts raging in Amhara and Oromia, displacing millions, human rights abuses documented by groups like Amnesty International, and a credibility crisis that's left the country fractured. During the Tigray conflict from 2020 to 2022, we saw this in action, a media army of state-linked accounts spreading disinformation, hashtagging no more to deflect blame and silence critics. Internet shutdowns, paid influencers, even pressure on platforms like X to suppress dissent. It's not organic buzz, it's state-backed propaganda designed to manufacture consent at home and abroad. Think about it. In a TED Talk, we often hear about the power of ideas to change the world. But what happens when those ideas are twisted into tools of deception? Ethiopia's regime has mastered this, portraying itself as a contributor to continental security, while ignoring accusations of war crimes, mass killings, sexual violence, ethnic cleansing in Tigray. Reports from Freedom House label the country partly free, riddled with arbitrary arrests and media censorship. Economically, claims of self-sufficiency ring hollow amid inflation, debt defaults, and famine risks. This digital mirage isn't harmless. It deceives donors, investors, and citizens, perpetuating a cycle of unrest. Now, let's zoom in on the part that hits closest to home for me and many Eritreans: the vilification of Eritrea and the escalating Red Sea rhetoric. About 30% of these Ethiopia-centric posts paint Eritrea as the villain, a prison state under a dictatorship, accused of human rights horrors and blocking Ethiopia's historical right to the sea. Since 2023, this has intensified, tied to Abiy's public musings on sea access and the controversial Somaliland deal. Accounts claim Assab Port, Eritrea's sovereign territory, as stolen Ethiopian land, reviving imperial-era fantasies of reclamation. As an Eritrean, I see this for what it is: dangerous expansionism masquerading as nationalism. We've fortified our borders, warned of war, because this rhetoric unravels the fragile 2018 peace deal that Abiy once championed. State media in Ethiopia airs programs asserting ownership of the Red Sea, lost to colonial whims, while nationalists on X push for annexation. It's not just words. It risks real conflict, eroding trust with neighbors like Somalia and Djibouti, and destabilizing trade routes vital to the region. Who are the key players in this digital drama? From my analysis, pro-Ethiopia boosters include official voices like at MFA Ethiopia and at ETFACTCHECK, countering disinformation with polished facts. On the anti-Eritrea front, handles like at Dangila80 and at Gebrekirstos G spew claims of mistakes in ceding coastlines, demanding access with aggressive fervor. These networks interconnect, turning X into a propaganda megaphone. So, why does this matter in the Horn of Africa, where history is scarred by wars and borders drawn by outsiders? This online warfare isn't abstract. It heightens tensions, undermines peace agreements like Pretoria, and could spark another devastating conflict. Broader implications? Eroded regional cooperation, complicated aid flows, and a public sphere poisoned by division. But here's the empowering twist. Knowledge is our shield. By understanding these mechanics, verifying sources, questioning biases, seeking diverse voices, we can pierce the mirage. As Eritreans, Ethiopians, and global citizens, we must demand transparency over tweets, dialogue over disinformation. In closing, let's remember, true progress isn't built on pixels and propaganda. It's forged in honesty and humanity. If we choose vigilance over virality, we can rewrite the narrative toward genuine peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey. This is Auet Melache, signing off from the EriStaruk Podcast. Stay informed, stay resilient. Until next time.